manager, back to manager, back.
Well, the better team won. They have something I didn't have.
What's good? What's good? What's going on? What's happening? It is a lovely, lovely Thursday morning for me. It's morning time anyway. I hope that you're having a good day so far. My name is Botswana Papi. This is the Football Power Hour. What's trending? Well, we check the news together. We check at what's trending in the world of football and react to it together. Because, you could check the news by yourself, but it's definitely more fun if we do it together. So big up yourself for being here, and kind reminder to hit the like button. And I want to just first of all just start by saying we are getting closer and closer to that game of Arsenal versus Manchester United, and I am there's confidence and don't get me wrong, but also there's a little bit of worry, just a little bit of worry every time I think about how Arsenal are actually building and the team that they're becoming. I get just a teeny bit worried, but I know that we're Manchester United. I still back my team because we can go there and break the record. Because I don't know if you know the I was when was it? Was it yesterday when we were talking about Manchester United winning at the Emirates, and it dates back to when David De Gea produced a really, really, really amazing goalkeeping performance in the Premier League. And I think that's when Jesse Lingard did the Millie Rock, if I'm not mistaken. And we've played Arsenal a lot of times. Let's look at like Man United versus Arsenal. Or let's say Arsenal versus Man United head to head last 10 games. The last 10 games. All right, let me pull up this let me show you guys what I'm looking at right now. It's a little what you call it? It's a little daunting. It's daunting. That's why I'm reacting the way I am, because it is this game that I feel like, oh, was this one? No, this one was 2022. Just look at this. From 2021, Man United drew 0-0. 2021 again, Man United won 3-2. Okay. All right. Was this... See, the problem with this thing is like I feel like it's probably including the times we played friendly games. There was probably club friendlies in there, like especially the one where um aha, I think there's a better head to head. At least this one has proper like view. All right. But it's the last 5 games. So um we haven't beat Arsenal in the last 5 games. Well. The last time Arsenal won 1-0, and then the time prior to that was March 9th, 2025, another Premier League competition, Premier League game, pardon me, and that was a 1-1 draw. And we drew 1-1 in this game, FA Cup game, that obviously finished with us going through penalties. But this one, Arsenal won 2-0 in 2024. But you know what? Let's look at the very last one, because I feel like that was Calafiori scoring early. And look at the team we had. We had Cunha, Mount, Mbumo, Dogu, Bruno, Casemiro, Dallo, Shaw, De Ligt, and Lenny Yoro. This team is actually not going to be that different when you think about it. Maybe take out Mason Mount, put in Sesko, or maybe put in Ahmad. I don't know. I'm curious what Carrick is gonna be doing. How he's gonna set up versus Arsenal, considering this was the team that played last time. So, and a 1-1 draw, honestly. I mean, a 1-0 loss to Arsenal under Ruben Amorim. And I think it was most likely a set piece. This Calafiori goal. So you know what? You know what? We can pull off something. Screw the little concern that I had at the beginning of the stream. Pardon me. I retract that. We are going there and we're going to show Arsenal who is Manchester United. Come on, man. This is what's exactly going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. You know what? Nah. The doubt is now gone. Looking at the circumstances, they beat us because of a corner kick when Calafiori scored. Exactly. Ban that concern. Arsenal Football Club.
Them dead.
Mikel Arteta.
Them dead.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Thank you. We're back. And you know what? We're going to show them Carrick ball. That's exactly how I feel. Yes. Conviction in my eyes. All right. Let's quickly check to see any news that is going on in the transfer world before we get to the show. Kindly reminding you to smash the like button, by the way, if you haven't done so yet. Okay, so well. What have we here? Ladies and gentlemen, let's leave Ruben Amorim for a second. That picture of Ruben Amorim is probably giving people palpitations. But Toby Collyer leaves to Hull City on loan from Manchester United. The deal agreed and set to be sealed today. Toby Collyer on loan to Hull. How do we feel about this? Right move? I think it's a good move for his development. I think it's you know what? He's had his chances to break into the team, and he didn't really really, you know, break in the way that Kobe Mano did, for example. Like, he was still good. I remember a goal line clearance from Collyer. I think that was under Eric Ten Hag. Yeah, I remember that moment, and I was like, you know what? There's a player in here. There's defensive awareness in here, but he really doesn't quite cut it to be joining Manchester City first team at this moment in time. Maybe in the future he will, but him joining Hull City, I think that's a good move for him. Good opportunity for Hull City because he's guaranteed to start. And yeah, we'll be expecting to hear good reports on his moving forward. As for another Manchester United player, Harry Amas, goes on loan to Norwich from Manchester United. The deal has been done and sealed without any buy option clause. Oh my God. Harry Amas on loan to Norwich. Similar question I have in mind. Is it a good move? SLD says Collyer will be sold. You think it's time to just move on? No, Collyer, let Collyer at least, let's see. This is his audition. Hull City, you gotta be the best player for Hull City. They gotta vote you, you know, player of the season or something like that. You know how Amad Diallo went to Sunderland, and at Sunderland he you know, he was a shining player. Your assignment as a Manchester United player, if you go on loan, is to go there and be the best player of that team. And if you pick a team that is in a, you know, championship, great job. Because the championship is competitive, but it's also a very good opportunity to showcase, you know, with less pressure. All we need is the occasional 2-3 weeks, you know, banger from Collyer, or we need, you know, a little clip every couple of weeks, something that look at Harry Amas with an amazing cross that helped Norwich City win a dramatic comeback. That's the kind of assignment that you should be on as a Manchester United player on loan. And if you don't come back as the best player for that team, or second best player, or third best player,
my disappointment is immeasurable.
We gotta sell your ass. That's literally what I feel like needs to happen. That's but as I was asking for Harry Amas, is this a good move? Norwich, with zero buy option, especially. What does that mean? Zero buy option clause. They cannot buy Harry Amas. They're just allowing Harry Amas to get a chance under the big lights. But it means Manchester United probably see long-term potential in Harry Amas. I think that's how I'm reading it. If you're telling Norwich, listen, hold on a second. 22 people watching and 6 likes? Really? 22 people watching and 6 likes? Come on, man. Don't make me give you the eye. If you hit the like button, listen, it helps the channel grow. Come on, man. Um, even if you're here for a short time, just passing through, 28 watching, we need 28 likes. But anyway, the question that I want to just conclude on Harry Amos is like, what do you think, about this? Is this a good move? And also, what do you take from the zero buy option? Yeah, I mean, it's a curious one. It's a curious one. It's a curious one for me. I think right now, all we can say is to Harry Amos and to Toby Collier, go out there and shine. You have a good opportunity to go make a compilation. You know what I mean? And really, really come back and show the Manchester United faithful what you can do. Because who knows who the manager is going to be next season? Anyway, another let's keep on looking to see the news that are going on right now. Shout out to you, Titanium in the house. Thank you, LMS, for being here. Stephanie, by the way, Kenny Fan TV. Yo, love. I appreciate you guys for being here. And yeah, as I was saying, what else is in the transfer radar at this moment? Barcelona keep advancing on a deal to sign Hamza Abdel Karim from Al Ahly, with more positive talks in the last 24 hours. Okay, look at Barcelona scouting in the Saudi league, Yeah, why are we not looking out there? They could be good players in the Saudi league like that are, young, that could add to our team. I don't know. I'm just disappointed, really, by just how Manchester United and the Saudis don't have a relationship. And I wonder why. Manchester United don't really have a relationship with the Saudis like the way Chelsea does. Maybe, Alex, tell us, who's the last person we sent to Saudi Arabia from Manchester United? Who is the last Manchester United player that went to Saudi Arabia from United, or from United, another stop somewhere, and then Saudi Arabia? This I'm trying to remember, and I can't really probably tell us, right? Yeah, it's a bit worrying that there are lots of Saudi, clubs, and we at Manchester United do not have a relationship with the Saudis. Ronaldo went to Saudi from United, sure, but I think no, there's definitely, a niche there. There's definitely potential business. If it's retirement league, then let's retire some of the players that need to retire from United. Titanium, what are you talking about? What's the MU series? What's that? But anyway, my question is, it's a little worrying to me that we have zero like ties, really. It just feels like the deals that happen, they just happen by chance, But also big up to Barcelona for scouting a player from the Saudi league, saying, come add to our Barcelona squad. What else is trending? We know that yesterday Harry Kane scored a brace in the Champions League. He keeps on adding to his tally, and this celebration is becoming more and more iconic. But the question is, will we see it a lot at the World Cup? That's one of the things that I have in mind. I'm just like excited to see as the World Cup is looming. It's literally this summer, and it's in a couple of months, So I'm really excited about that. I'm wondering like what who's going to be performing? Will Harry Kane be the person carrying England? And will England actually, the gamble of getting Thomas Tuchel, how's that going to pay off? Will Spain keep that momentum of being a really well-gelled team? France, the firepower of France. It's crazy. We'll have the World Cup conversation very soon, I'm sure. But it keeps on popping into my mind. Can't help myself. But anyway, let's quickly keep going through the news. Let's see if there's anything else interesting that's going on. Barcelona, we already talked about that one. Yeah. Let's check David Ornstein. The On. Big up to you, by the way. If you're just joining, I appreciate you for being here. David Ornstein Bomba. The last Bomba was a while ago. It's about Lucas Bergvall, who's set for spell out with injury suffered during Spurs win over Dortmund. The 19-year-old Spurs midfielder sustained a high ankle sprain in a tackle versus Dortmund, and a new problem and assessments ongoing to establish firm timescale. Too bad for Spurs, huh? Nah, we wish him a recovery. Good, speedy recovery. Yeah, not much. Also, we know that Jack Grealish is injured. We talked about that yesterday. But not a lot of news from David Ornstein. But it's interesting that Ekitike is trending. I wonder what's that all about. You wouldn't guess why Ekitike is trending. Check this out. Oh boy. This is gonna make you laugh a little. This is gonna make you chuckle a little. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ekitike has been trending because he's had different hairstyles. 5 different hairstyles since August. Oh boy. You know what? But fair play to him. Whenever he gets the chance, he performs. He can have the hairstyles, right? It's like it's giving Paul Pogba of Liverpool. But he needs to also be careful about his hairline, Men to men, Ekitike, you be changing them hairstyles. Your hairline is going to have a reaction at some point. But Hugo Ekitike has the same number of haircuts as Victor Gyökeres has Premier League goals. How does that one feel? Shut up, Nick. Shut up, SLD. Nick says he probably got more goals than hairstyles, though. No, yeah, that's what I was saying. Fair play to Ekitike. He's definitely at least he's got when he's given the chance, he puts in a performance. What else? Let's see what else is trending before we go into the other conversation that I want us to have today. Yeah, we know that yesterday, obviously, there was Champions League. As we talked about Harry Kane scoring a brace. They joined Arsenal in the Champions League round of 16 qualifications. They're the 2 teams that have secured the positions, I believe. And as it's the Champions League round of 16 is shaping up. The question is who will take it? Who will go through to the quarterfinals? Who will be the team that fumbles? Who'll be the surprise team that goes through? Obviously there's gonna have to be the playoffs. I think that we've got one more set of fixtures in the Champions League, and then we'll know how the table really is gonna look. At the very moment, this is how the Champions League table looks. We know Arsenal without a loss so far. That's how they've secured that qualification. Look at that. Win. Beating Atletico 4-0. Beating Bayern Munich 3-1. Beating Inter 3-1. You think we... Inshallah, we shall do it. We shall overcome. And then from there, Bayern Munich also with 1 loss and 6 wins. I think the team that they lost to was Arsenal. That 3-1 loss at the Emirates. And then Real Madrid, Liverpool should certainly go through. Yes, I think you're right. All British teams are going through, Obs. I don't see any other English team at the bottom here. All of them are going through. So we shall see how that goes. And then Barcelona, Man City, Sporting, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Inter Milan, Juventus, Dortmund, Galatasaray, Karabakh, and Marseille. Bayer Leverkusen, Monaco, PSV, Atletico, and Olympiacos will go to the playoff round to figure out who will be going through to the next round. Yeah. Where's United on the table? Says SLD. You got jokes. Nick, you also got jokes. You got. I don't think I didn't see that, etc. I don't think I didn't see that. But anyway, that is how the Champions League looks, and I really got a strong feeling that if Arsenal don't win the Premier League, they're gonna win the Champions League, and also. I don't want to say the thing that I was gonna say, but I think you already know. The thought was also in your head, because it's possible. But also Real Madrid, I feel like with the new rejuvenated Real Madrid, they could pull off something as well. There's a team. PSG, I doubt that they'll retain the title. There's a potential that also Chelsea could also just have a quick resurgence, new manager bounce in the Champions League. I know they struggled versus Paphos FC yesterday, but they are basically through. They just have to win, or more, even probably a draw will get them through in the next Champions League fixture. So we shall see. Who do you think is going to win? Don't count out Barcelona. Don't count out Barcelona. And also, as much as they're in a turbulence, because Premier League turbulence and Champions League is different. It's been a while since the fraudulent one put his hands on it. So I'm just curious who you think might be the favorites for the Champions League so far this year, this campaign. Anyway, let's, after you put your favorite or your team, your pick, the there's one last thing that I actually want to just touch on that is trending at the moment. Guys. I know it's quiet for Manchester United, but I don't know if you've seen Mickey van de Ven is also trending because Van de Ven, Liverpool have a genuine interest in Van de Ven. It's looking like Van de Ven is looking for an exit. Who says no? Mickey van de Ven to Manchester United.
Here we go.
Who says no? Yes or no? Oh, very good shout. Don't forget Bayern Munich. You're right, etc. You're right. You're right on that topic. Mickey van de Ven to Manchester United. Yes or no? I want to know your opinion. No, says Doctor. Why? SLD, we need pace at the back. Have you, Doctor? Doctor's just saying no, an impulsive no. Why, Doc? Mickey van de Ven, definitely, like, guys, don't you remember him driving from the? Let me not remind you. Was it under Eric Ten Hag or was it under Ruben? When you're talking defenders, Premier League defenders across all competitions this season, Mickey van de Ven has the most goals. Doctor, did you hear that? Most goals scored by a Premier League defender across all competitions this season, Mickey van de Ven. He scored 6. And you saw how he was, he dribbled. He cut our midfield in half. Mickey van de Ven, ladies and gentlemen. Don't blame Mickey van de Ven. Is he injury prone though? Ooh, very good question, Titanium. Okay, let's quickly just check his injury dossier. Mickey van de Ven. Injury files. Let's open the files. Let's open the files. Because Liverpool are monitoring him. We don't want to miss out an opportunity here. Come on now. Mickey van de Ven. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, who had said yes? Are you still sticking with yes? Kenny Fan TV, look at this. In 2024, 2025, he's had 4 injuries, 2 hamstrings, 1 thigh problem, and 1 knee injury. Just in 1 year. Is giving Luke Shaw. Mickey van de Ven. Mickey van de Ven. We have an imposter among us. Kenny says, thanks for having me on. Thank you. Yeah, nah. He's like, no thanks. Thank you, everybody that said yes. It's time to track back. No to Van de Ven. That's what Montana said at the beginning. And now I see why Doctor might have said that. I don't know if this is the reason why Doctor said. Kristen, it's time to track back. We have evidence. Titanium, thank you for raising this very important question. 4 injuries in this so far, this like in one season is alarming. He's had 2 hamstrings. Like the hamstring injury keeps recurring. And if you've had 5 hamstring injuries in the last 5 years, I'm sorry, mate. Thanks for having me on. Kristen, how do you defend this? Nah. How do you defend this? Yeah, this is rough. Anyway, let's transition into talking about defending. Guys, I don't know if you've heard the news. Harry Maguire was a midfielder. Did you hear what I just said? Harry Maguire was a midfielder. Did you know that? Before we get into this is a kind reminder to hit the like button if you haven't. We have 25 people tuned in. I hope we have 25 likes. Let's talk about Harry Maguire and his let's do a little deep dive into Lord Harry Maguire, the redemption arc, the best, the believe in yourself, the beautiful comeback story. Guys, if there's anything about resilience, if there's anything in life that you can learn from Harry Maguire, is believing in yourself. Because this guy went from the darkest depths with this club. He's had the armband. It's been stripped away from him. He's been booed before, but he still comes back. You saw the last game. He hadn't started in a while. He comes back, does this job. You guys are going to appreciate Maguire when he's gone. He fought back from death threats, you know. He is cooking.
I can see what they're doing, what he's doing. I can see it. I feel it. He's cooking.
All right. Let's see what Harry Maguire is cooking. Let's get to know Harry Maguire a little better. Guys. Kobe was a striker, then winger, then a 10, then midfielder. Very common. Yeah, but that's the thing, that the start, where the players really start, is the thing that's fascinating. Because, you know, Kobe started as a striker. McTominay started as a striker. And now we're learning that Maguire. Let's hear from him.
I was always a midfielder till I was 16 years old, and I shot up.
Until he was 16. Hey.
And I was taller than everyone, so I ended up at the back. He put that into my game, what you can see here, the no-nonsense defending. They need to know that they can handle them moments. They will be able to handle those moments, but they need to expect them to come, because that's what happens when you play for this club.
You were 21.
That's crazy. Wasn't Bruno a centre-back and you set up, then pushed on to see? Look at that. Oh, Jesus. Bruno at centre-back, you know. That's crazy. Imagine. Now I'm always thinking about even, you know, like Dogu. You know, we were having this conversation with Doctor during the book club review when we're talking about Patrice Evra's I Love This Game. And we talked about Patrice Evra started off as a midfielder, left midfielder, and he always thought of himself as a midfielder, a winger. And then from there, he was moved to left back, and eventually he started liking that position. It didn't happen immediately, but eventually he did. Now with Dorgu, Patrick Dorgu, right? He's somebody that's we're using in different positions right now, we've sort of learned to accept that, oh, he's good at different positions or he's decent at different positions. But one thing for sure in that Man City game showed me that he's actually more comfortable offensively than defensively. He's actually more comfortable offensively than defensively. And it begs the question, what is the best thing for Dogu's development? To keep being thrown around as a multi-positional player, like he's a Mazraoui type player, or to actually be like, you're young, you need to focus on being on the left midfield. Or if it is right winger that he's supposed to play, you need to focus on playing on the right wing for your own development, because you can become exceptional at a particular position if you specialize, or you can become good at many positions. What do you think is the best way for Dogu? Is this something that popped in my head because of what we were talking about in the book club, and now, and we're talking about just players and just playing in different positions. Dogu is the O'Shea type we need, says Montana. Montana also says bring back McSauce and Fred. Court Star says McTominay wasn't a striker. He only played there in the academy because they didn't have a striker. He was always a midfielder. Okay. Thank you for correcting that, because I had heard that, yeah, he was a striker, or he played in striker. So I guess, it's not too far off, but I guess, yeah, you're right. They also, on McTominay, Mourinho played him as a center back as well, But right now, we're actually seeing that, McTominay is good offensively. We need Dogu to beg a Brazil. Let's continue with Lord Maguire really quickly. We're not going to listen to all of it, but there's some interesting tidbits about Harry.
So did he have much of an impact on your game?
Yeah, definitely a huge impact. No, it was a big manager for 3 years. Helped me a lot along my way.
He was a no-nonsense centre-back, putting his head where it hurt. Could score a crucial goal as well, was great from the penalty spot. But he did have a knack.
Coming up, I was always really good on the ball.
He was always really good on the ball, he says.
I always just wanted to impress and express myself when I was on the ball and driving forward with it and running up the pitch, and probably focus more on the ball than I did defending. So I think when I
put Harry Maguire on the wing, man. He says he always liked to express himself. Why have we deprived Harry of self-expression?
And he put that into my game. What you can see here, the no-nonsense defending and how to defend proper, how to defend your box really well. But yeah, he was a great man manager, amazing man manager, and a great manager as well. And I learned a lot from him.
Well, we're really glad you copied his goal-scoring knack with those crucial strikes you've got for us. You mentioned about being a ball-playing centre-half. Rio Ferdinand has been an influence.
Okay, Mon Maguire's inspirations and influences. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was always
I remember this goal.
I was always a midfielder till I was 16 years old, and I shot up and I was taller than everyone, so I ended up at the back. How it used to be when
Lord Maguire,
I mean, that's happened from school days right
Yeah, I
through
think
to
it's probably
professional years.
changed.
I think that's my favorite Maguire celebration. That one, when he did that. This one I was not so fond of. I think he did that for England, actually. Maguire got tall, so he became a defender. So says Yale, etc. Come on, he can cook. He can cook. Let Maguire, obviously I don't mean playing on the wing for the whole game. But I see what you're saying. Maguire Maguire's knee slides, actually. Yes, that's true. They have so much aura. Oh yeah, that's actually. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. He's the king of the knee slides.
A little bit now because you get some. I mean, you get some midfielders of that size now and dominating the midfield in terms of duels and things. But yeah, I was always a midfielder, so that helped massively. That I was comfortable on the ball, and obviously growing up and playing at Sheffield United, I was always seeing myself as a in any era. But yeah, for sure nowadays.
These guys want to give me copyright strikes.
About being comfortable on the ball with defenders and building up from the back. Every attack starts from a defender. But he does go around in cycles, so in 10 years' time it might change.
All right. We know you love Bruce, you love Ferdinand.
Probably one of the best defenders in the last 20 years.
Yeah, he sure was. And just finally, in terms of former players, Johnny Evans, who came back for a second spell at the club, and he.
Yeah. So question. Yeah, the interview just goes through just different partnerships that Maguire has had as well, you know, in Manchester United, and I'm always curious, like what combination was best, because you guys, if you remember, under Eric Ten Hag, we had a period where we had tried the most different number of center-back combinations in the league, and a big part of that was obviously due to injury, but also a big part of that is Eric Ten Hag had never really settled on what was the best combination, because I know that his first game versus Brighton, or was it versus Brentford, Eric Ten Hag picked Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. That was his dream pairing, right? We got rinsed. And then eventually the pairing that he settled with was Martinez and Varane. And that was a very good combination. But the combination that includes Maguire, what was the best one in your opinion? Because we've had, you know, he's actually been through different combinations and different partners in that defensive line. So yeah, let's hear it. Varane and Martinez was good. Varane and Evans exactly. But I want to know who paired the best with Maguire. That's the question I'm trying to pose. Because I got my answer. In Maguire's Manchester United career, who has been the best centre-back pairing with Sir Timothy Maguire? Forget Varane and Licha. I get it. That was really nice. Yes, Nick. I'm glad that Ten Hag ended up settling with that. Ooh, okay. Maguire needs Rojo or Bailly. Nick, you got the answer correct. It was Maguire and Lindelof. We actually got, like, that was the best. No, okay, etc. Yeah, we never got to see this one enough. But because Eric Bailly was obviously karate, trying to way too aggressive, sometimes for his own good, you know. But Maguire and Lindelof, actually, we had, I think they were the best center-back pairing for like 2 seasons in a row, where we either conceded the least amount of goals or had the most clean sheets. You know, David De Gea winning the Golden Glove. Like, I can promise you right now that, like, Maguire and Victor Lindelof was the best center-back pairing for Maguire. Rojo was a red card waiting to happen. Licha and Varane gave us trophies. That was the best center-back pairing that we've probably had in a long time, post... who was Smalling usually with, actually, during we want to do post Fergie, but like I can't remember like 2 iconic duos, you know. I'd say Licha and Varane actually is probably as iconic as it gets. I mean, there is obviously Maguire and Lindelof. Damn. That's rough. We just have never got it really right in the defensive line. But hopefully now that, Carrick has landed with the original pairing that Eric Ten Hag liked, which was Licha and Maguire, hopefully that carries forward. Smalling and God, those days, Titanium, those days. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to struggle. I'm like, who was Smalling usually with? I mean, we had Smalling and what's his name? I'm blanking out on his name. Not Phil Jones. When Smalling and Evans happened, Rojo and Vai. Oh Lord, that's just is like a red card's waiting to happen. How to get a red card in the first half? Put Smalling, put Marcus Rojo, and put Eric Bailly in there. That was terrible. That was terrible. You gotta have one is like, it's like chili and extra chili. Rojo and Bailly is chili and extra chili. Daily Blind. Thank you, SLD. Blind was also sometimes in the center back position. But yeah, I think the consensus is Licha and Varane was probably the best pairing that we got. And then we had Maguire and Lindelof as well. Yo, thank you to all the 16 folks that have hit the like button, by the way. Thank you for being here. Bailly was decent but injury prone. He's the center back that I really wanted to work, and you know what, the composure he had, the fearlessness, that was something else. Eric Bailly, it's a pity it never worked out. Sometimes injuries can be they can be, what do you call it? A bullshit? Yeah. Anyway, let's transition to the last topic of what's trending today, which is, I think this is courtesy of United District. They were talking about this. It's a conversation that usually happens every transfer window as it comes about. We always talk about the player, one of the best players at Manchester United, or one of the most consistent players at Manchester United. I'm talking about the captain himself. There's always this conversation that comes around about Bruno Fernandes. Should we extend his contract? Should we sell him? Should we, will the team do better without him? He's holding the team back. Oh no, he's the most important player in the team. He's the one who's producing all the stats. No, he's the stat padder. Oh my God, we're so divided when it comes to our captain that the conversation comes because obviously, let's see when his contract expires. Bruno Fernandes' contract expires in June 2027, with the club holding an option to extend it for another year. So we have till 2027. And the question is, what are we saying about the stat pattern? the unappreciated Bruno Fernandes. Like, what are we saying about him? Is he somebody that like we should, cash in on? Because let's be real about him. One thing about his attributes, I feel like they are actually going to take a long time to fade. People are not talking about, it's not about the extraordinarily abnormal availability that Bruno Fernandes has. It's also about the longevity that he looks like he's going to have, because he's not really like a player that includes pace in his game. And as you get older as a footballer, like the first thing that usually fades, other than your hairline, is pace. You know what I'm saying? So Bruno Fernandes is going to keep playing at a very high level, in my opinion, for the next 4 years. Right now, Bruno Fernandes is what? 30, 31? I can see him playing at a very, very, very high level until he's 34, 35. You know what I'm saying? The passing, look at Wayne Rooney, right? You remember when he started to drop deeper and he was still useful? Bruno Fernandes can actually, like, what Ruben Amorim was doing was like aging Bruno Fernandes. He's showing us what Bruno Fernandes will be like at 34, the position that he was playing for the most of the time, because he didn't have a midfield, because of many reasons. Let's not get into that. I'm not even going to get into that. But the point is, he is going to be playing at a very, very high level, at least minimum 3 to 4 or even 5 years. And for me, I think a player like this can adapt to any. You just put quality players next to him, his quality will also shine and add to the team. And for me, he's somebody. Hear me out. Bruno Fernandes should be kept at the club until he's 35. That's my crackhead take on the day. You know what I'm saying? Keep him at Manchester United. Get him the quality players around him. You will see like that he will only add to the team. I don't think, he's somebody like his availability, guys, is second to none. Once he leaves, we will understand that, oh, that guy was equal 3 players. And I say, as long as he wants to be here, he can keep wearing the armband, fam. That's where I stand with it. But I want to know where you stand. I'm going to put the link in the chat, by the way. No crack involved. You know what? You can bring your crackhead take as well, But Nick says no crack involved. Big up to you. Stephanie says, Puppy, I've seen the future Bruno lifting the Premier League and Champions League. Yes. The question is, when he looks back, will he look at it and say, yes, I'm glad that I waited and helped rebuild Manchester United, because he could get a statue for that? Or will he look at it like the way Danny Drinkwater looked at his days at Chelsea and said, I wasted my best years at Manchester United? It's a real regret. It's a real feeling that sometimes a player can have when they reach their mid-30s and they have that midlife crisis. And then the hairlines and the hemis are gone. SLD says hairline goes before the hemis. That was funny. All right. Let's talk to men like Courts. Big up, Courts.
What's going on, box?
Yo, we are here.
If I'm right,
yes.
If I'm right in saying Bruno has, what is it, a £55 million release clause for European teams?
Diabolical.
Now, if you look at what is available for 55 million, we should keep Bruno. Because we're not going to get anything like what his output is. And yes, people can say the team will benefit more. But nah, for 55 million, we need to keep him. I think us making Champions League will be a big deal. Because realistically, that will help if he's playing in a bigger competition. I think, like, as he's at this moment in time, yes, he's aging. But, like, the guy's not normal. Like, he had a hamstring injury, yeah? And was just back, like, within, like, three weeks. How many games did he miss for, like, a pulled hamstring? And it wasn't like a light pull.
Yeah.
Because he pulled up. Firstly, he pulled up in the game and was fighting to play on.
Yeah.
Came off. And then he comes back, plays the 60 minutes against Burnley. And he didn't really want to come off then, but had to because it was his first game back. And then after that, it's like we're forgetting that he had a hamstring injury. Because it's just, whereas like we get some players who are injured, like to think of like when Mason Mount had that injury last year, and it was like, oh, he had a muscle injury. I mean, now De Ligt, we don't know how serious De Ligt's back issue is. But so you need to replace not just the output, but the availability.
Yeah. These players that really, really go for long periods of time, especially with a hamstring. And we really, I feel like in general, the majority of the fan base are underappreciating how durable Bruno is. And once you know, like we sell him or like he leaves or whatever, like we will understand that, oh yeah, you know what, that was a really, really important piece to build around, you know. So for me, as you mentioned, like if we're having Champions League ambitions like this season as a target, if we have Champions League ambitions for next season as it should be a target, then it makes sense to keep Bruno, you know. It makes sense to
So the games he missed, I can distinctly remember times when we played not Burnley. Oh, who was the team that we played? What team did we play? Was it Bournemouth? We played without Bruno. When we drew 4-4. Or was it West Ham? There was a game, I can't, my mind's gone.
West Ham. Yes, okay, so we had Palace, we had Liverpool, games without Bruno, right? We had
I think it was Bournemouth because
Aston Villa. We had the loss to Aston Villa 3-1. Are you talking about like maybe in 2024, right?
This season. I'm talking like when we over the Christmas break when he was injured. I'm talking this season. There was times, for example, where Ugarte got the ball in midfield, and this, like, we know Ugarte's level or whatnot, but there's a pass available, and I know that if Bruno was playing there, that striker is going to have a shot on goal, or there's going to be something made about that. Whereas when he doesn't play, you just don't see it as much. There is times where he does the Bruno thing where it's like just relax a little bit, but all of that is just a chance creation. Like I saw that when, and I think Henri spoke about it. But like the disguise in the pass for Mbeumo, the weight of the pass for Mbeumo means firstly, Mbeumo doesn't have to take a touch; he can hit it first time. Yeah. Secondly, he's made Kuznetsov move over to the right a bit more just to give that little bit more space. And that's all it takes. Because like Mbeumo's got time to hit the ball. And it's just it's the moments of calm and the magic. Now, I just think we might as well keep the guy because like 55 million, that we're not getting a player half as good as him.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a young guy that's a project guy. Because like even Dorgu now, he's good. But he's still quite raw. And there's elements of the City game that really suited the way he plays. Because there was space for him to run in behind. He's got the pace and power. Now, he doesn't come across as the most technical. We'll see that. But when we play against a team that's going to low block, what will it look like?
Yeah.
So we'll give time. But yeah, with the Bruno thing, I think it makes sense keeping him just for now. Unless, like, I think 100. If you get 100 mil or more, then sell him. But anything less than 100, we keep him.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Sorry, I had to sneeze right
Bless
there.
you. Why have you got Joe's picture?
Right? Joe probably put it here. Hold on, one more sneeze.
Right. What's got COVID, people? Or shout out bots.
No, it's not COVID. It's not COVID. But your point of view, etc. is responding, saying, you know what, it devalues the asset. Keeping Bruno for longer, we're devaluing. You know what?
Yeah, but that's what I said. But I think there's devaluing the asset, but then there's also getting value for money. Now, if we get 60 million for Bruno this year,
yeah.
Obviously there's the asset of I think he's been at the club long enough so that it's pure profit and all that. But what am I doing to the team?
Yeah.
What is it like? And I think we will have a bit of an overhaul. I know there's obviously Casemiro's likely gone this season. I think even Maguire himself, I think there's a possibility he leaves at the end of the season. Like, there's a lot of overhaul.
But surely, because Bruno has a price for you, what would be the price that you...
I said anything 100 or over. That's what I said.
100 or over.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because, like, think of how much, like, Watermard and Sesko cost this season. And I know they're strikers. And I know it's a bit different as a striker. But obviously goal involvement. I think was Watermard like 70, including add-ons. And I'll be real, I never heard of the guy before he signed for Newcastle.
Oh, word. Okay, yeah, that's 69 million pounds for Watermard. Wow.
So,
yeah. Okay.
And that's not, and he's done all right at Newcastle, but that's not someone at the top of their game.
Yeah. Okay. 100 mil, northwards of 100 mil. That's what Quad says.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll be there. And anyway, what about Amas and Collyer? You think like that's a good move for them to go on loan, right?
Yeah, and like they're at stages of their career where game time is good. Like as much, and first team football is where it's at. Like the under 21s is okay, but it's not fit for purpose really when you look at it, because it's not. I think it's not even a professional league. Like, I think I like Spain. It will never happen over here because it's already a big thing. But I think Spain's structure is quite good, where the B teams, as they're called, they're not reserves, play in the same. They play in the same footballing pyramid. So, for example, like Barca B are playing in the second division of Spain, because that's more of a testing ground. Because you're playing in front of fans, there's more there. So I think for Collyer and Amas is good. And like, this is what United does. Even if players aren't necessarily good for United, we'll set them up to have careers. Think of how many players are in the Prem right now who came through our academy, weren't quite good enough to make it at United, but kind of have a career in the Prem. Talking about that, player who I think we should sign, who we should keep an eye on, is James Garner. He's out of contract at the end of the year. Now, I don't see him.
James Garner that we sold.
Yeah, Ten Hag should have never sold him. But anyway, that's another story. But I think him as a rotational, not as like the main midfield signing, but I know obviously funds are going to be tight. So I think if we make Elliot Anderson, one of those guys signing, and then we get someone like a James Garner on a free, I think that's a wise move. Like rotational, he's better. Like, for example, if James Garner replaced Ugarte in the squad, that's instantly improving us as a team. Plus, his set pieces are wicked as well, and we've been scoring set piece goes.
Courts, I agree. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. And the last question that I have for you is Mickey van der Ven. What are you saying?
I rate him, but the injuries is alarming. Like,
Right.
it's the and our medical team's been a bit better this season, but
Yeah.
like, if it's based just on ability, then absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
but I think the injuries is alarming. Plus, I think he'd cost quite a lot because he cost Spurs quite a lot of money anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cheap It wasn't a cheap signing for them. So I think for that reason, I think them hamstrings, like we said, hairlines and hamstrings.
Hairlines and hamstrings.
I'm holding on though, bro. I'm holding on. Look, you can see the corner still there. I'm holding on. I'm holding on, bots. I'm holding on. It's not the best.
Let's make an album called Hairlines and Hamstrings. You know?
Hairline and hamstrings.
We'll be there. Hey man, big up, Courts.
Big up, bro.
Hey man, you're speaking a lot of sense. Exactly, Stephanie. Guys, hit the like button. That's my brother Courts. That's always showing love. Yeah, our medical team has done wonders on shore. Why not, Van der Ven? Etc. You are onto something here. You're cooking something. Maybe we need to consult a doctor and get a medical perspective and see what she says about this. But before doctor, I want to actually, the conversation with Courts made me curious about something in particular that I was like, let's check this out together. This is the games that we've played without Bruno since joining in 2020, right? This was obviously written last year, so I think there's probably one or two games. Yeah, one game that's probably not accounted for. But Wolves, the first one was Oli shuffling the pack versus Wolves, and we won 2-1 with Alanga scoring his first goal for the club and Mata scoring a penalty. Okay. Then we played Burnley while we had Ralph Rangnick. And we still beat Burnley with McTominay and Ronaldo scoring. Okay. And then we played Spurs when Bruno was ill. And Ronaldo scored his hat-trick for the club, his last hat-trick for the club. I remember this game. The 3 points, they kept United in the top four, but it was Spurs who ended up qualifying for the Champions League after finishing the season considerably higher. Then we played Villa, and Villa beat us 3-1 without Bruno. With Erik ten Hag at the wheel. And that was United's first defeat at Villa Park in 27 years. Oh, God. Those are nightmare days. The until Ten Hag days.
Until Erik ten Hag.
He was breaking records. And then anyway, the 0-0 with Liverpool at Anfield. So we've drawn with Liverpool without Bruno playing. But then we got thrashed by Crystal Palace 4-0. And also Arsenal 1-0. Newcastle beat us 2-0. Brentford beat us 4-3 in May 2024. Crazy. These are some of the games that we played with without Bruno. Anyway, 3 likes away from 20. Guys, can we get there? Let's consult Dr. NHS, Dr. Kate. How you doing, Doc?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. I just went down memory lane with Bruno Fernandes
I
games
can
without.
see that. I can see that. We
How, do you think we're better without Bruno? Where do you stand on that
no.
conversation?
We have what I think is we have to learn to play without Bruno. Somebody else has to be creative, but we're not better without him. Yeah, we won some games without him, but that was those plan B's, plan C's, plan E's, you know.
What, what do you
So
think? What do you think about this perspective, Doc? I hear you, but I want to ask you, what do you think about this? Somebody said, Bruno is the type of player that will look good stats wise, but the team won't win titles with Bruno, but he will look
I
good.
he-
Right there, there's
I
just
hear
those
you.
kind of players, right? That
Yeah,
have that impact on a team, and then once you take them out
like
the team,
like Stevie G never won the Prem. Yeah, he won the Champions League, but he never won the Prem. But
yeah,
that's why I'm desperate for him to stay with us, and he wins anything other than the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. Like he deserves. It's like Son. Son is a
mm,
great player. It's just him staying at Spurs
yeah,
didn't do good. Like it would have been great if he won a Prem or something like that. Because I felt
yes.
Son was a class player.
Yeah,
But
I mean, he won a
Bruno
Champions
is
League. I mean, he won a Europa League. But yeah, I hear
yeah,
you.
but like I feel like Bruno deserves a Prem. He deserves a Europa. He deserves a Champions League because he's there.
Mm, mm,
He's
mm.
he's that. I said without Bruno, yeah, I swear we'd be like constantly 17th. If you look at his stats,
Yes.
GA's creativity. Look at what he was doing on Saturday. Them passes. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Bruno with the right manager, with the manager that like actually plays him in a system that just sort of like allows him to be close to the striker.
Yeah,
He's
in the
different
right
breed.
position. In
Yeah.
the right position. Like for example, if he was under Sir Alex, I swear he would have been winning stuff and playing in
Mhm.
his right position and just being that guy. He would have been produced even more goals, more assists. We would have been, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So like I just feel like I feel like after this season, after
Mhm.
of course he's probably sat down and is talking to about his contract with the owners and the higher ups, but next season I just hope we win something in Europe for him, even if it's just like the Champions League or something like that.
Did you say even if it's just like the Champions League, dog?
No, I, I would love for us.
Yourself the season, man.
You
Like, for
don't fall
example,
apart in Champions League, dog. Like, well,
no,
you think Manchester United right now will be in a position to win Champions League like next season? Is that what you just?
no. I hope we do. I'm forever delusional. At the beginning of every season, I think we can win anything and everything.
All right, all right. I
You
rate
know,
it. Okay, okay. I rate the
yeah.
optimism. Yeah. Okay.
So, but just for like, I did like. Also, I've been screaming about how good Bruno is. I just want him to have something. In this day and age, people use trophies to justify how good a player is or not. I
Mm.
want him to win the Prem, Champions League, FA, like do the greatness, so that
Yeah.
I can say he's better. He is better. Him and KDB are on a level higher above than everything. But what people used to tip KDB is that he's won the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
I need
yeah, but like
and
even Kevin De Bruyne himself, like in an interview, he was like, well, you know, the respect that he has for Bruno, is clear. He talks about it. He's just like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
this, like Bruno Fernandes is really up there, you know.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because I don't know what I don't know whether it's a hater thing, but most people say Bruno ain't all that, and yeah, you know what? I'm not even going to continue on this. Uh, you know what? I'm just at this point where I don't care whatever anybody
Okay.
says.
So, question for you
Most,
now: do you renew
yeah,
his contract? It ends in 2027. Do you renew his contract before next season? Like, or do you renew? Like, where do you stand on this?
of course I want him to stay, and I feel like he wants to stay, but I feel like also his frustration is probably with the Glazers and Ineos and stuff like that. It's not and the way they've been hiring and firing managers, because he's in the dressing room. He knows what is going on, and I feel like it also depends on who comes in as manager.
You're onto something there because he feels some type of way about Ruben sacking, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, of course, of
And
course.
it's like he's gonna be like, so what are you guys saying? Be clear and transparent with me. What is your plan?
Yeah,
You
and
know,
he
because
made
you remember when he actually gave that insight on like the club were like, well, it's up to you if you want to go to Saudi
yeah,
Arabia or
and
not. You
Ruben
know,
was like, "I want you to stay."
yeah,
I'm sure he was in between, but what tipped him to stay when he spoke with Ruben? Ruben was like,
yeah,
"Nah, I need you in the
yeah,
club."
yeah.
So
And yeah,
this
and I'm sure he was saying this thinking that like, oh yeah, the club really has a long-term plan. We're actually gonna be
yeah,
getting like, elevating every transfer window. And then here we
yeah.
are, you know.
But that's that me saying this doesn't mean that we don't have to get a Bruno esque type of player, because remember Michael Carrick left 10 years ago.
Yeah,
The midfield looks spooky now, even with Bruno in it. So
yeah,
if Bruno goes, we are doomed.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need we don't have to kick them out to replace. We need to get him in. We need at least 3 players to replace Bruno.
Yeah, he is worth 3 players, I think. Yeah.
In creative, not only in money value, in creativity, in passing, like just you, do you know what? This is not a Bruno Glazing stream. I don't want to do that.
But you're right. Who's gonna connect the ball from deep to like who's gonna make the long pass? Like, because Casemiro is gonna be gone
Sometimes,
soon.
yeah.
Bruno,
Harry Maguire is going. If anything, Harry is gonna have one more year. I feel like Harry is gonna have one more year.
Hold on a
He has for that. He has.
Dog. Look at what Courts just said.
Yeah, I saw that. Do.
I mean, is he? Would you say Cole Palmer would be like? Is Cole Palmer
he can
plus
get
another
there.
player? Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, you see how Bruno is always available. Cole Palmer this season has been injury prone. I think he's playing with an injury.
Yeah.
He's been playing with an injury. They're trying to manage his injuries. If he's coming, that we need 2 more players. You know?
Yeah.
But who is your boy? Etc. Who is your
Cole
boy?
Palmer.
Is
That's his boy. Of course.
He's a United, and of course, I agree. He's a United fan, but
Yes. I mean, I think like that would be.
Højlund was Højlund a United fan?
Why are you bringing Højlund into this conversation, dog? Having such a lovely conversation. Why are you gonna bring Rasmus Højlund into this, doctor?
Sorry. Oh my word.
Well, we were like Bruno, Palmer, great conversation, and then all of a sudden it tanks to Hoyland. Come on now, you know. Last question that I wanted to ask you was about Harry Amas and Collier.
Yeah, so Harry has gone to Norwich City, who are fighting relegation battle, but um but not as bad as Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday is going through this whole like point deductions. They're currently at the bottom of the league with -6, but he was arguably one of their best players. But I
Yeah.
understand why he wants to go to Norwich City, where maybe he can help them not be relegated. And Toby Collier has gone to Hull City, who's fighting for promotion to the Prem. And I feel like that's a lot better. Clearly, they're doing bids. Hopefully,
What
let's see how they do in the season because there's
do you
still
think?
like, yeah.
Do you,
Go ahead.
do you think like it would have been better to go to like La Liga or Serie A as opposed to like Hull City and
No, do you know what I think it is? They're probably planning to bring them back next season to Manchester United. So staying in the Prem-esque, like English league thing would be better. And it's not like they're doing horribly. They're doing great. So I don't know. I mean, going to La Liga will probably open their eyes to other ways of playing, other styles of playing. But if they don't plan on selling them anytime soon, well, they can stay. In
Yeah, for me, I think we need to be a selling club. We need to be okay with like sometimes saying, "All right, you're a good player, but you're not like Man United level." Go.
Yeah, I get it. But Toby Collier and Harry Amas both have qualities that probably the club likes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Harry Amas
that's
cross
why.
is there. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's a
even
good whip.
even Shea Lacey. Look at Shea Lacey. I wouldn't mind if he went on loan to somewhere because
Yeah.
he has something. He just needs to play more, have
Yeah.
more playing time.
Yeah.
So
All right.
yeah.
Well, big up yourself, dog. Always a pleasure. Let's see. Ronald says people who hate on Bruno are just weirdos at this point. Everyone is a better cam until they play in the same game as Bruno and they realize how good Bruno is for real, Ronald. That's true. Better environment for Amas. Wednesday was a complete mess of a club. All I'm saying is these players that we're sending out on loan, your assignment is one thing: be the best player in the club that season. Or be, even if maybe stats wise you're not, be voted the best player, something like that. If you're not a shining star in Hull City, what the hell are you going to be doing at Manchester United? You know? But this Cole Palmer for Bruno replacement conversation, I like it. I like it. I'm here for it. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good conversation. Shout out to you, Pav, in the building. What's up, Pav?
Yo.
Big up, bro. Listen, there's 30 people that are watching the stream right now. I hope we have 30 likes, guys. You know, if you're just here watching the stream and you haven't hit the like button, we'll give you the Senegal the Senegal head coach look and say, "What are you doing?" Please do the right thing, do the kind thing, do the noble thing, and hit the like button. Exedra says, "Why not have Cole Palmer and Bruno?"
But you've probably got a better chance wearing a full set of hair again than getting Cole Palmer at this club, bro.
You don't think he's gonna come to me? He's a United fan. That's his childhood.
I know that, but man signed a death row contract, bro. What are we doing here?
When does it end? Let's see, Palmer.
I swear his deal was like 10 years.
Cole Palmer contract expiry is in 2030. 33.
And he would have signed that about 2 seasons ago, so I'm right, about 9-10 years.
Oh my God. We're going to have to pay big money to get him out of that contract.
You're gonna have to pay like 150, 175.
Wow.
So what we're gonna do, yeah, is that's why Jim Ratcliffe is trying to sell Nice right now. He's lowered the price. He's going to sell an entire football club between the sum of 175 million to 200 million pounds, and he's going to dump it all on Cole Palmer and bring him to Man United for 5 years.
Damn. Yeah.
A whole football club, yeah, is worth the price that Chelsea want for Cole Palmer.
He said a whole football club, bro.
And this is where I feel like any player that joined City, I have no sympathy for them when they want out, because you're the scrub that signed a death row contract.
Yeah.
And now when the club's not allowing you to join a club because they want a certain amount of money, and they'd rather let you sit there and rot in some dusty little changing room that's away from everyone else. I saw a video this morning. I don't know if you've come across it, where there's certain they're basically accusing Chelsea of racism, the way they're treating some of the black players at the club because they're waiting on moves. They're literally in a tiny little changing room, yeah, with like like standard like changing room benches that you'd see in a school. And above it, it's got like a little plastic or metally plaque attached to the wall that says their name and say, "Well, this is where you're sitting. This is your section." And it's like a bench you find in a college, bro.
That's crazy.
And there's this Chelsea guy on Twitter who, well, they were breaking down his comments. I need to go back and watch the rest, but they're basically saying they're accusing Chelsea of like some, I don't know what the word is, but it involves racism and the certain way they're treating the black players there.
Damn. Damn. That's thank you for bringing this up as if it is what's trending right now.
I'll drop it in your group chat later because I need to go back and see the rest, but yeah, and it's like anyone who goes, that's what I mean, like trying to buy a player out of Chelsea, especially one of the good ones, it's near impossible. Yeah. Because these idiots went and signed you can't even call it a long-term deal, man. It's a lifeline deal, like it's your entire career. Because they could just tell us like, nah, you sit here, we don't have to sell you. Yeah. But it's not like they're paying him mega money. They've all signed long-term deals at like 150 or less. What idiot wants to sign a 10-year deal for 150 or less? But you get bonuses, obviously, if they're in the Champions League and that. But it's a bit stupid. It works if you're a dead player and that's your cash for you for 10 years. Yeah. But if you're a decent player and you want out because you want to go to a better, more historic club, like us or Madrid or the Barca, Munich, you got no chance unless they pay a king's ransom for you.
That's crazy, man.
Our better chance if we're looking for an attacking midfielder. I do also believe we should keep Bruno for one more year.
Talk about that a little
bit. When does his actual deal end without the extension option?
It ends
without
in 2027, June 2027.
So if we extended it, it'd be till 2028, right?
Yes.
So but you've got 2 years possibly anyway. So
you'll get 2 years, but then obviously in that 2 years, like it's really 1.5 years because then you're entering territory of where he can have conversations with Real Madrid.
How old is he?
He's 31 this year.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. 2 years. That gives these lot 2 years to find a playmaker. The only one that I could think of out of my head is Nico Paz, and I talked about this guy. Me and NN were talking about this guy last year, and even NN said that Real Madrid are buying back because they had a buyback clause of 6 million or 7 million. If they didn't trigger it, the following year it'd be like 8 or 9 million. Then they've got like a buyback clause pretty much throughout this guy's contract while he's at Como, and he's killing it right now. This season, he's absolutely killing it. So he would be my number one choice to bring in. Some people say JJ Gabriel might come in. I'm telling you now, there's no point trusting in any of these youth players because we rarely see someone come in and kill it. The last one who had hope, obviously, is not here. He's at Marseille now. So I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother putting your trust in JJ Gabriel unless man breaks onto the scene and does a madness. Because pinning your hopes on that, it's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, they will need to look at a 10. Ideally, someone who is getting goals and assists in Europe, and there's another one, but I'm not going to mention his name because his stats aren't there. But he's highly thought of. I'm not going to mention his name. He's in the Spanish league and he's Swedish, but he's only 20. He's only 21, but I won't mention his name.
Okay.
He's not even hit 5 GA for the season. But when you see him on the pitch, you can tell there's something in him, and there are other clubs looking at him. But
what about these youngsters? Speaking of youngsters, Amas and Collyer, what do you think about them? Do you? Somebody else mentioned him in the chat. You talking about?
He's another. No. That's not who I mentioned. But he just played for Juve. That's another one he's another one that's linked already to us for about a year now. But he can play left mid, left wing, attacking midfielder. So that's someone that I think Man United are going to look at anyway to have on the left-hand side. But if I'm Man United, Courts mentioned Elliot Anderson. He's always been my number one midfielder to bring in.
Come on. Yes.
I'm ditching Belieber, because Amrim's not here anymore, and that was his man. I'm bringing in. Ideally, I would love to have Wharton and Elliot Anderson. Then you've got Cobby, Elliot Anderson, and Wharton here, and you can rotate between all three. Like if we're in multiple competitions next year, because there's enough game time there for them. But Elliot Anderson's number one, and then spots. Break the bank here for this brother that I'm about to say. Morgan Rogers. Break the bank.
Morgan Rogers,
break the bank.
Morgan Rogers
from Villa.
What are you saying? What are you saying? What is he saying?
When you say break the bank, you mean like how much?
100 mil. That's what I think it's going to take. 100 mil for Morgan Rogers. I think he's worth it. That brother has improved every season.
Really?
This man can pin it top bins. You see the way that he scores his goals. I think Morgan Rogers at left wing. If we can't get, I don't think there's many left wingers out there, but I think you could get Morgan Rogers out of the Prem, like out of Villa, and I think 100 mil total package, 100 mil will get him.
Oh, okay. So currently he's got 10 GA, actually 7 goals, 3 assists in the Premier League this season. No English player has more.
See, when I like thing you just said here about Ekitike, remember me and you were talking about Ekitike, and you didn't really know who he was last season in the summer.
Yeah.
And I said this is the guy. Reminds me 100% of what Isak was doing at Newcastle, and then Ekitike comes in at Liverpool. Although his goals were kind of dried up in a minute, but he had a quick start, and he'll probably start scoring again. And look, he basically benched Isak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like that Nico Paz is an option. Morgan Rogers, and Elliot Anderson would be my 2 ideal transfers this summer. I don't know what Kitty's going to be, but remember, the Semenyo money, 65 mil is still there.
Damn.
Yeah, so I know these, and because it's English tax, yeah, obviously it's going to cost more. Quickly check for me, how old is Morgan Rogers?
Morgan Rogers is let's see, he looks like he's like 26 or something. Let's see his actual age. So he is 23.
There you go. 100 mil is fine.
23.
100 milli is fine.
Yeah, and I remember the goal that he scored against us, you know, that one that you know, he cut in and then I think sent Lenny Euro to the shops. And I was like, okay, I see him, but like, you know, I never
Ronald saying Valverde, yeah, Ronald, listen, we don't get a Madrid player unless Madrid want to get rid of them. Okay? You should understand this by now. Yeah, when they know it's the right time for a player to leave, then they'll be like, cool. And they'll tell their agent, well, happy to list the offer. That's when Man United come in. Oh, look, we're gonna get like someone, and it's because we're Madrid are obviously moving on. So unless they don't want Valverde, it's the only time we're gonna end up getting a player like that. But Elliot Anderson, Morgan Rogers, and some fullbacks for me in the summer. I don't know about the fullback market at the minute, so I haven't really looked into it.
Yeah, Ronald says
but Ronald, I'm talking about players that are attainable. Fucking Valverde is not attainable.
Yeah, and look at it right now. We're not a type of club to break the bank right now. When was the last time we spent north of 100 mil? Like, if you see how,
but we still spent 200 mil, in that one window.
No, on one player. I'm saying on one player. When was the last time we spent more than 100 mil?
No, I think our most ever expensive signing is still Harry Maguire for 80 mil.
Yeah, look at that.
But that's but then you look at that. If they spent 80 mil on Maguire, what is 100 mil for Morgan Rogers?
So we need to actually have that 100 mil signing soon, because Chelsea have done it, Liverpool have done it. You know, it's becoming the standard for a very good to exceptional player.
I think you can get maybe a total package, like you could do like 80 plus 20 add-ons. I reckon you can do that. Yeah. And then I think you could do like 60 plus 10 for Elliot Anderson. Yeah. So that's 160. Then you've got 40 mil. If it's a 200 milli budget again in the summer, but I think it should be more considering they were willing to spend 65 for Semenyo. Yeah, you could still get, if you sold the load, like you got some money back. I would have to sacrifice a centre back position because I wanted to bring in a centre back, but that would have to get sacrificed. And then you've got money there to get like 2 fullbacks for about 20 mil each. I don't know who's available. I ain't even bothered thinking about it too much because
the centre back market is thin right now. I don't know any like.
It's not thin. It's not thin.
Who are the prospects?
I think KG said there was talks. I can't remember who the source was. Murillo from Nottingham Forest. He plays left back and centre back, I believe, sometimes.
Murillo.
That's an option to bring in as a defensive cover. I don't know what he'd cost though, but
I'll look up okay.
I don't want Van der Ven. Should I tell you, Van der Ven is so fucking overrated. I don't know why people cry over him because he's got a bit of pace. Van der Ven, I'll tell you now that
the ball, Pav. He can actually also contribute goals. He's the defender with the most goals in the Premier League. He's got 6.
Yeah, I think he's so fucking overrated. That guy, that guy is
6 in all competitions.
He's been part of a defense now for 2 seasons that have conceded a shit ton of goals, and for a team that concede goals already, I don't want to bring in someone who's constantly conceding goals for another team.
But Pav, his pace though, how are you going to play a high line if you don't have fast?
Who said we're playing a high line? Did we play a high line against City?
Well, we'll see who the next coach is.
You're
because I-
talking if his Carrick is about to turn into fucking Ange. What are you doing here?
No. Well, we'll see who the next coach is because that will really determine this conversation, the direction of this conversation.
There's plenty of centre backs like around. That's not an issue. That we can have that conversation at another time. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Exeter says Van de Ven is proper. Next to Delict, we have a partnership.
This guy just wants a Dutch delight at the centre back, bro. Fuck's sake.
Oh God. What a lovely way to conclude the stream. Guys, kind reminder to hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. What are you saying? We had an amazing conversation about Amas and Collyer, about Bruno Fernandes, about Mickey van der Ven. Also, we got to learn a little bit more about Harry Maguire, some of his influences, his inspirations, and also the fact that he was a midfielder. I think I want to know your opinion, even if you're watching the stream later on. What do you say, especially about the captain? Should we extend? Or should we just let that contract die out? Should we sell? Where do you stand on Captain Magnifico, Captain Bruno Fernandes? Yeah, my name is Botswana Papi. This is the Football Power Hour. Don't forget to do the important thing on your way out.